a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
With just a trio of races remaining in 2021, the MBCS heads up north of the border to our friendly neighbors in Canada. We are getting ready to kick off the 8th race of the 2021 chase, the 35th race of 2021 for the MBCS year, the Labatt Blue 500. Good evening, lads. It's race night in Canada instead of hockey night in Canada. We are live from the RiKi Raceway in Rimouski, Quebec, Canada, getting ready to kick off the 35th race of the 2021 season for the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series, the Labatt Blue 500. Like was previously mentioned, from high above the press spot in the press box, my name is Trey Wright as we welcome you to this bad, fast, high bank 2.25 mile tri-oval shaped track in the heart of the French-speaking Quebec. And this is going to be a fun one. 50 laps will make up this 500-miler on the lone super speedway on the chase. If you don't count Greenville, Spartanburg. If you do, it's the last super speedway in the chase. It's the last super speedway of the season regardless, so it does not really matter in that department. 40 drivers will battle around this 2.25 mile track here with its 36 degrees of banking in the corners. This track is if Bristol, Martinsville, and Daytona had a baby. I'll put a little bit of Talladega in there as well. 36 degrees of banking. It's got the 36 degrees of banking that Bristol has. It has got the narrowness that Martinsville has. And it has the speeds Daytona has, and it's got the craziness that Talladega has. This is an absolute hodgepodge of a track, and these Canadians, they know how to build their racetracks here in the Great White North, especially their super speedways. And this is going to be a fun one. Another one of the super speedways is Pigs Creek Super Speedway. That is way too big for the MBCS, so we will be here at the RiKi Raceway here in the heart of French-speaking Quebec. And after an exciting race down in the Lone Star State, two different areas of the North America that would love to secede from their countries. Texas, down at the Texas World Speedway. Texas obviously being the Lone Star State. And then now we're up here in French-speaking Quebec, which if the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup back in July, we probably would have seen a Quebec separation movement move. But enough on that, enough of the political garbage. We're here to race, and we're here to race only. As we recap an absolutely crazy out of the groove 500 last week at the Texas World Speedway, that saw Cameron Garlington pass Mitchell Collins in a last lap turn 4 pass with the help of Logan Alexander. And that was just some of the craziness that we saw last week at the 2 Mile Texas World Speedway. We are still on the big tracks that are over 2 miles in length, and this is going to be a fun one here. But what is even more fun, and what has gotten even more exciting, is your current chase standings. Take a look on the right-hand side of your screen at your current point standings. Mitchell Collins with his 3rd place run and with his most laps led last week in the Out of the Groove 500, finds himself finally at the top of the points ring, the points standings, grid, I should say. I think he would rather love to be there after New Jersey. But hey, your name is at the top of the point standings, and you are right entering a super speedway, so all bets are off. Braden Perez, I'm not sure if this is karma or just him being way too aggressive, but he had a 185-point lead over Aiden McCrow going into the Denver Oval, and then ever since that Denver Oval race when McCrow and Perez tangled, it has just been bad luck after bad luck. I won't say last week's race at Texas World where he flat out ran over Keegan Thompson entering turn 1 past the halfway point was bad luck. That was Perez just being way too aggressive too early in the race. And funny enough, those two start not right next to one another, but they start fairly next to one another. Actually, no, they do not start next to one another on the grid. We'll go over the starting lineup in a second, but Braden Perez is 104 points behind. Perez does start 7th on the grid compared to Mitchell Collins is 26th, but guys, you know the roadie. If you've watched any Super Speedway NR 2003, especially the Talladega ones, you will know that your starting position at a restrictor plate or tapered space or Super Speedway, whatever the heck they call the races these days, you know that your starting position does not really matter because this is going to be a cycle race, absolutely. And we have no idea who's going to end up in Body Armor Victory Lane. All the drivers have a shot to lead a lap tonight. This is going to be more than 40 laps, so it's going to be an exciting one here in Canada as we go back through the chase grid. Aiden McCrow is 155 points behind, and they have Nelson Reeves 190 points behind. It's a battle of the rookies. You see the top three, the bottom 3 guys in the top 4 all have the yellow stripes on the back bumpers, and that's going to really come into play when it comes to the Rookie of the Year standings, which is currently led by Aiden McCrow, in fact. So that is because with the Rookie of the Year standings, we account for all the rookies, and we don't get a chase bonus for that, so Aiden McCrow currently leads the rookie standings by just a slim margin, if I'm not mistaken. And then you go down, it is a 3-way tie for 5th place between Madison Tall, Tristan Allen, and Brendan Yodel, all 225 behind Mitchell Collins. And I'd say down to Logan Alexander. Everyone from Tyler Reynolds on down does not have a realistic shot of winning the championship. But everyone from Logan Alexander on up, it's going to be exciting to see what they're able to do, especially Tall, Allen, Yodel, Alexander, if they are able to take advantage of the restrictor plate, the craziness of the restrictor plates today. We could see a much tighter battle for this championship, but we all thought that Braden Perez was going to be running away with it after either Willow Springs or after the Denver Oval, but ended up finishing last back-to-back weeks with very poor finishes for the 92 Camry team. And he finds himself in a little bit of a hole. Not too bad. He only has to pass 21 cars on the racetrack in order to get the points lead. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, given where he is starting right now, if he was starting where Nathan Smith was starting, Braden Perez would have the points lead when the green flag flew. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens when we go down. Tyler Reynolds, Trey Smith, Dano Georgia, and unfortunately, John Andrews, who is 604 points behind Braden Perez, has mathematically... he can... If he scores the victory, leads the most laps, gets a bunch of points today, and I don't even know where to begin. John Andrews, John Andrews, while not mathematically, he has to win and get max points the next 3 races if he wants a shot to win this championship. So most likely there is like a 1 in a million chance that John Andrews will win this championship. So if you like your odds on that, put $1 down. I will give you a $1 million check if John Andrews ends up winning the championship. And but I'd say realistically, Reynolds, Smith, Georgia, and Andrews, they are out to win this championship. But still, 8 guys, with a shot to become the 2021 NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series champion. And we have to run the races to find out. And let's run a race up here in the Great White North. Let's head down trackside to get the starting command for the chase race number 8 of the season. Up here in the Great White North of Canada at the great, grand, huge RiKi Raceway.
Drivers, start your engines!
Ryan Durrani won the pole position for the Labatt Blue 500 earlier this evening. He pockets 5 bonus points towards the battle for the Rookie of the Year standing. Starting to his outside is number 46 of John Andrews. Rest of the starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen. Go to the number 5 of Cole Sampson, starts alongside the 79 of Ethan Lewis. A lot of rookies starting up in the front for tonight's race at RiKi. Row 3, the 25 of Nathan Smith starts alongside number 53 of Daisy Johnson. Row 4, the 92 of Braden Perez starts alongside the number 9 of Zachary Fitzwater. Watch out for Fitzy, who did well here tonight. Polestar Motorsport always brings good super speedway cars to the track. Row number 5, the 19 of Tyler Reynolds starts alongside his chase competitor of Aiden McCrow. Make sure the entire field has rolled off the starting grid, and they have. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for your KFC race report at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. It is going to be a 50-lap race around this 2.25 mile, 36 degrees of banking in the corner racing facility in Rimouski, Quebec, Canada. Pit window should be between 24 and 26 laps right at the halfway point. And that is going to make things interesting if we have a green-white checkered finish. And your previous winner here at RiKi is Landon Smith Jr. He starts 33rd. They're through the race's restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Let's roll in Canada, ladies and gentlemen. At the stripe, the Australian of Cole Sampson will lead lap number 1 here at the RiKi Raceway, that time by 198 miles an hour. And it is just going to increase after that. Durrani gets stuck up on the high lane. And they're going to be tight as he transitions back down and trying to make a top lane work. And now they're going to be 3 by 3 wide at the moment. Perez makes his way up to second. A couple of chase drivers in second and third right now. Reynolds, who has a unrealistic shot to win the championship, looking to prove some haters wrong. Perez looking to score some points that he missed last week at Texas World. Gets around the 5 of Cole Sampson, but Tyler Reynolds says, "Oh no, you don't. I got you up here. I am gonna get around you, Mr. 92 car." And around Perez, he will go that time by 2:10. They do not run the stricter plates here at RiKi, but they do not get as fast as they do at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Actually, I believe they do run the stricter plates here at RiKi. Go on the hammer cam. See. No, they do not run restrictor plates here at RiKi. Hence, they are going at 9,000 revolutions in gear number 4. 32 of Caleb Rose begins to lose touch of the pack. Not sure what's going on with him, but 3 wide for the race lead. Aiden McCrow, who started 10th on the grid, moving up to the top, and now we are seeing this pack begin to get knotted up. Goes up to block Riley Sampson, your Greenville Spartanburg winner. That opens the door for Colton Yo on the inside. Help from his Dodge teammate of Brendan Yodel. Now Yoda will go up and block high. Yo will lead lap number 4, I should say. It's the Yo and Yoda show here as we are about 10% of the way through the Labatt Blue 500 at RiKi. And now we're seeing that 3 by 3 by 3 throughout pretty much the entirety of the pack. And if these guys wreck up at the front, this track is narrow like Martinsville. There are very little places to go, very little places to hide, and especially entering the corners, if these guys wreck, that's going to be the entire field going goodbye. Daniel Bouchard, the Ottawa, Ontario native, looking to get a win at his home track in the Wilmington from Washington State looking to do so, looking to get his second win in 3 weeks. Tristan Allen up here as well, and they are rocketing around here at 223 miles an hour. Absolutely insane speeds, and I'm not sure if there's something amiss with the 32 of Caleb Rose, but he is rapidly losing touch with the pack. He is still within 2 seconds of this pack, and it helps that these guys are going 3 by 3 by 3 wide. Absolutely insane that they are just inches apart. Like I said, this track is really, really narrow, especially in the corners. And there is Exhibit A. Nathan Stapleton gets in the outside wall, and he is able to save it. Davenport looked like he may have hooked the 97 as well. And that wouldn't be the first time Nathan Stapleton was caught up in something that was not called a yellow flag. We remain green at the moment. You'll see the replay of that on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. But that was danger lurking there in the shadows. And someone went around, and now Logan Alexander, Dustin Davis, Fitzy, and that's going to be a yellow flag down the inside apron. And Mitchell Collins, the points leader, caught up in it as well. I think Riley Sampson went around as well. Is down on the apron, and the yellow flag is out for the first time tonight. Somebody's smoking on the apron. I'm not sure that's Noah Clifton, the 16 with mortal damage. And his stretch of races being up inside the top 20 is gone. That is the Charger pace car going through the smoke. And, well, since we did not have that caution, you will not be seeing that replay on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Since car did go around in that, because Riley Sampson was really off the pace. But we saw this with Braden Perez back in Denver, twice at Denver, and we saw this with him last week at Texas World. Points leader getting caught up in something. And they aren't going to be able to make it to the end, but I'm not sure if anybody's going to come down the pit lane, and actually we are going to see some split strategy. Brennan Wilmington will lead the field down the pit lane, and a lot of the field coming down. And you saw for a split second there, that is a lot of right side damage to the back end of that Logitech Taurus. He just got ran into the back by the 24 of Riley Sampson, so that is going to kill Mitchell Collins' aerodynamics. We are going to go ahead as, Nathan Stapleton shoving in the 75 of Eric Monaco, and now Monaco is in the middle of a Stapleton and Sampson sandwich. I believe the whole field is just going to go gas and go. I'm not sure what the deal is here, and Monaco is just going to teleport back to his pit stall, so that's going to put him at least a lap down. Craziness, absolute craziness here in the opening stages of the Labatt Blue 500. Juan Rodriguez elected to stay out. He will lead the field back to green, but we've got a couple of accidents to review here. Let's take a look and see what initially brought out the caution, and then what happened the lap before in the same exact spot. As Juan Rodriguez leads, let's see what happened and some cars' days here at the RiKi Raceway in the Labatt Blue 500 chase race number 8 of 2021. So we're going to replay the first accident in real time, and you're wondering, Trey, this did not bring out a yellow flag. Why are we taking a look at this? You're going to see in a couple seconds as Ryan Durrani gets really squirrely in the middle of Riley Sampson and Noah Clifton, and that's going to turn them into the inside wall. This is the part where I have no idea how this is not called a yellow. Noah Clifton is going to go upside down in the 16. I have no idea how we didn't see that. I have no idea why this was not called a caution. Probably because they were on the apron. As 32 of Caleb Rose will get by. But Clifton is going to roll over on the back straightaway. Riley Sampson in it as well. And I have no clue. Absolutely no clue why this was not called a yellow flag. Probably because they're able to drive away. But I I don't know why. And you know what? We're not going to replay this accident in real time. Actually, you know what? We will. We'll replay this accident in real time, then get you back to the accident that actually brought out the caution. Replay that in slow-mo and then real time, then get you back to the action here. But, oh, Yosis Medea, this race has gotten off to a pretty chaotic and crazy start. You're going to see Ryan Durrani get really squirrely in the middle with Clifton and Sampson, and then, good Lord. I don't know why this didn't bring out the yellow, but it didn't. And now, to your feature presentation of what actually brought out the yellow flag here on lap number 9. Gonna follow along with the number 42 Delta Chevrolet Monte Carlo of Aiden McCrow, who bumps 2 people in pretty poor spots. He first gets into his chase competitor of Owen Miles, and then taps the 05 Owen, the Logan Alexander. You're gonna follow along here with the 42 of damn it, not Ryan, not Dave Benjamin Jr. So Aiden McCrow bumped 2 people in very interesting places. Actually, he just bumps Logan Alexander, his chase competitor. Alexander gets into Owen Miles. Miles chain reacts into Fitzy and Dustin Davis, and Logan Williams was involved in this as well. And nowhere for the 78 of Mitchell Collins to get in it at escape as well. And actually, Braden Perez was caught up in that, because I saw on the left-hand side of your screen, Zachary Fitzwater got up in the 92. And the driver's side door of that Toe Jam and Earl Camry is caved in. So 4 races in a row, Braden Perez has gotten into some sort of incident. And down to the apron. I have no idea why they called this a caution, because it was all the way in the back. They were all the way out. Probably because Fitzwater was sideways on the actual racing surface. That's probably why. But I can't believe that they did not call a yellow for Noah Clifton flipping down the back straightaway. But it's Canada. They're kind of weird sometimes, I know. Now Daniel Bouchard and Keegan Thompson will be promptly showing up at my door armed with guns and stuff like that. But we'll replay this lap 8 accident in real time, and then we'll get you back to the racing action here at the RiKi Raceway. It has been a good one so far here in French-speaking Quebec. So these cars are really unstable, and actually Aiden McCrow got out of that relatively clean. I don't think McCrow even got touched by anybody else. But you see the biggest loser in that, definitely the 78 of Mitchell Collins. You see the entire door of that 78 Buck Racing Logitech Taurus gone. And it's not uncommon that we see the doors gone off of Buck Racing machines. You see Noah Clifton trudging down the pit lane. Still no idea why they didn't throw out the yellow flag for that. Juan Rodriguez, in fact, led them back to the caution flag, and he's going to lead them back to the restart, because about a third of the field elected to come down the pit lane and put on some 4 fresh Hoosier tires and fill their gas tanks back full of octane racing fuel, top off those tanks. But we'll see what the 48 of Rodriguez, who's Collins' teammate, is able to do on the restart here at the RiKi Raceway as we clean up caution number 1 of the 2021 Labatt Blue 500 at RiKi. Going back to the race's restart zone, we missed the start of the race, but we see down at the bottom of the 16 of Noah Clifton, the lone car knocked out from that accident. Eric Monaco with his mishaps on the pit lane, and 24 Riley Sampson also knocked out as well. Back through the gears, then go. Your top 5 going back to the race's restart zone were Rodriguez, Bouchard, Hamill, Davis, and the 34 of Dano Georgi. Back to going through the racing. And that is pretty much it. Bouchard, the Canadian, down low. And he is going to get caught in the middle. Oh, he's going to have an aggressive side draft on the 48 of Rodriguez. That opens the door for Georgi, who is looking for win number 3 of 2021. 3 wide for the race lead. And now Bouchard punts the 48 of Rodriguez out of the top groove. Rodriguez will get hung out to dry promptly, and Georgia will take advantage of the top two, making some aero contact right there. And now the field begins to get re-knotted up. Back to 3 wide for the race lead. The outside lane begins to get formed up. Ryan Benjamin right in the middle decides to go high. An aggressive block and an even more aggressive block by Josh Williamson. Cole Sampson back out front in the number 5 machine. Field knots up back into 3 by 3 by 3 wide. Down to the back straight away. And this is gonna be an absolutely insane race. It already is. Here's the Riley, Alberta native himself, Keegan Thompson, looking to get a win in his home country. You see a lot of Keegan Thompson flags in the infield and in the grandstand. And he is running third at the moment. Given the season that he's had, I think that 14 car would love a top 5 finish, or just love a win as is. Now we're beginning to see a little bit of a train form. Choo-choo, mofos. But that is what you're going to get here, especially at the super speedways. And now, just as I say that, Brendan Yodel darts out of line. Trey Smith will dart out of line in front of his chase competitor. The outside lane not as uniform. They're catching up quickly on Riley Sampson. Sampson's going to hold up the middle. Owen Miles know where to go, and this could be dangerous. Miles will get down to the inside. Sampson now will hold up the outside lane. And that is going to be a huge wad of cars that 24 holds up. Now that's going to allow a 6-car train to pull away. Not really a train, but 6-car wad to pull away. And half of those drivers are chases, and now they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Field tries to get around Sampson, but he's got as much liberty to race as these guys do. He's even though he does have damage, and then again it's lap cars in NR 2003, but they are passing the 24 of Sampson like you are passing a meal after eating a Taco Bell, or a lot of cheese, I should say, the opposite end of the spectrum. As it is very, very hard to pass that 24 of Sampson. As for the lead, Andrews to the inside of Wilmington. It is not an NOFSRL sanctioned race, but that is missing a pass for the lead. And it is no different. Now Andrews move up high, opens the door for Thompson. Thompson to the inside of Andrews. Sampson right behind Thompson. As we close in on halfway through the Labatt Blue 500. Now Thompson caught in a brief sucker hole. Getting really racy as the pack reforms. Next car in line to lap is the 75 of Monaco. Then it will be Alexander in the 20. And then you got these guys. It is going to be another sub-30 place finish for the 92 of Perez. As the field tries to get reformed as we close in on the 40% mark through the Labatt Blue 500. 3 wide for third. Sampson continues to hold them at bay. Oh, now Thompson is going to get posted up into the high lane and hung out to dry as the Viagra number 14 machine. He's holding steady. He's a little bit unstable for the race lead. Smith to the inside of Sampson. Sampson no help up high as the field transitions to the low lane. Ray Smith, your new race leader, but Josh Williamson, 2-time winner, looking for 3 wins this season, wants something to say about that, has something to say indeed. Caleb Rose now looking for the top position, also looking for his 3rd win, and Colton Yost, something amiss on the 0 machine. Not sure what happened, but he is really slow on the apron. He's going to pull it all the way down on the inside. It was running in the 6th position, and something mechanical going wrong on the 0, and Caleb Rose is going to take advantage of that. We'll get around 75 Eric Monaco, but Monaco is going to hold up the rest of these guys. And it's going to be a 3-dimensional chess battle as Sampson is not going to be very happy with Monaco for blocking him down the straightaway like that. Now the yellow flag is out. Someone going around here. Then we got a bigger mess than we do. Couple of cars upside down. Tristan Allen regular season champion, along with the Logan Sport Cars, Daniel Georgi as well. That's going to mathematically eliminate Daniel Georgi from chase contention. And the yellow flag is out for the second time tonight. Race back to the line is going to be won by Aiden McCrow. And that came out of absolutely nowhere, but that was in the middle of that second pack, and thankfully the field did not accordion into that. Just like that, we will send the lap down cars to the booney, or we'll restack the field and have the lap down cars right with everybody else. And we're going to see if anybody else decides to come down the pit lane, as the window is open this time by to make it to the end. So I would expect logically the entire field to take a trip down the pit lane to fill up on octane racing fuel and put 4 fresh Hoosier tires on the cars. And it looks like everybody is going to come down the pit lane. It is feeding time, and this is likely going to be the money stop. Lap down cars will come down next time by, obviously. We're going to follow along with the 42 of Aiden McCrow, who started 10th on the grid. And that is such an absolute shame for the Logan Sport guys, who are running up in the top half of the field. But McCrow, it's going to be 4 fresh Hoosier tires. And no, it's going to be 2 fresh Hoosier tires for the 42 of McCrow. Let's see if anybody decides to play the strategy game. Andrews, I believe, is going to be taking 4. Nope, 2 tires, and making sure they have got that City Chevrolet full of octane racing fuel. And the leader off of the pit lane will be Tyler Reynolds with a blinding fast pit stop. There's one thing about those Buck Racing guys, they know how to work it on the pit lane. And I don't believe anybody stayed out on the pit, stayed out. So the 19 of Tyler Reynolds will be a race leader going back through the gears. We have got an accident to review. Let's see what happened to bring out the the second accident, excuse me, of the evening here at the RiKi Raceway in the Labatt Blue 500 chase race number 8, with 3 races to go in the 2021 season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got our biggest candidate for wildest wreck of the year. Daniel Bouchard hooks Daniel Georgi, a couple of rookies getting into it, and then look at the 07 gonna do a full flip. Look at him just pirouette back into traffic, and I have no idea how more drivers didn't get involved. Look at Stapleton. Stapleton is gonna drive right underneath the 07, actually gonna break in time. You see Allen and the 17 of Logan Williams and Dustin Davis involved in that. We've got to go on board with Nathan Stapleton. Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of damage to the 17 of Logan Williams, but Daniel Bouchard, the wildest ride of the season, is going to flip over the 56 of Tristan Allen. And then I have no idea how the rest of the field gets through this, because you're going to see them fly right through here. Like 197 miles an hour goes Jordan Lopez right past the 34. Days of thundering that thing. And that could have been a very scary situation, but we have got to take a couple of different looks at this accident, because holy Moses, ladies and gentlemen, that was big right there. Going along with Nathan Stapleton, watch this. Woo, boy. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen a wreck quite like that. On the back end of Brian Marotti, look at that Subway E-Fresh 07 pirouette there through turn 1. And the official real-time replay calling what Daniel Bouchard almost does a full flip. He does do a full flip actually and almost lands it. And then right on top of Tristan Allen and almost turns over his teammate as well. That is, in my opinion, the most violent crash of the season we have had. Thankfully, this is a video game, and unfortunately, the Ottawa, Ontario native is going to end up in the garage area after that. Holy balls! That was the biggest accident I've ever seen in an R2003, but Tyler Reynolds, actually, no, the 42 of Aiden McCrow led them back to the caution flag. But Tyler Reynolds, the Buck Racing number 19 Dollar Tree Taurus, won the race off the pit lane. I have no idea how he jumped everybody, but Reynolds will lead the field back to the green flag as we clean up a violent crash in turn 1 here as we are past the halfway point through the Labatt Blue 500. Labatt Blue 500 at RiKi. We're back here at the RiKi Raceway, wrapping up a very violent second caution of the night. Take a look and see who was knocked out from that accident. It was a header that failed on the 0 of Colton Yale that will make him finish 37th. Tristan Allen, Dana George, Logan Williams, and Daniel Bouchard, the 4 drivers knocked out from that accident. And your top 5 going back through the gears are Tyler Reynolds, Brendan Yodel, Aiden McCrow, Landon Smith Jr., the defending winner of this race, and the 62 of Brennan Wilmington. We still have about 34 cars. 33 cars left on the racetrack, and 31 of them are left on the lead lap. And a good jump for the 19 of Tyler Reynolds, as Riley Sampson will be hard for everybody, the entire field to pass. And look at how much he is holding that field back. But we're past the halfway point through the Labatt Blue 500 here at RiKi. I don't know why it is so hard for me to pronounce that, but it's not hard for me to pronounce Brendan Yodel going down to the inside, and top 3 drivers in the field are all chasers, and 4 of the top 5 are in the chase. I've got the orange contigs, I should say, or the orange markings, I should say. And now McCrow will try and take his place back in the lead. This opens the door for John Andrews, and how about Landon Smith Jr. being up in the front after the season he has had, back in 35th in points? It has been an absolutely horrific sophomore season for the 88 team. But they're up here. They know how to run at the super speedways. Half of Landon Smith Jr.'s wins come at the big tracks. We'll see if Landon Smith Jr. is able to end up in body armor victory lane this afternoon here at the RiKi Raceway. Right now, 42 of Aiden McCrow is leading the field. I was getting a call from Houston, Texas, right there and then. I'm not sure if that was maybe Cameron Garlington calling me from his car. Cameron Garlington is a Texas native. I believe he's from Houston, Texas. He wasn't really specific on that when he gave us the driver's info. Cameron Garlington currently runs 8th at the moment in a battle for 8th with a Raleigh, Alberta native of Keegan Thompson. Thompson will gain solstice in the fact that he will be the highest finishing Canadian driver in the race tonight, but he wants to be the highest finishing driver in the race tonight. He currently runs in 8th, gets past Garlington, and now we see the field begin to reform up with 20 to go here from RiKi. 20 laps to go. That time by for Aiden McCrow, and starting to see little mini packs form up. Says, oh, that's an aggressive block of the 78 of Mitchell Collins. Get posted back up high. Back to the front we go. Aiden McCrow remains out in front. And he is 155 points behind Mitchell Collins, which is about exactly 35 positions. No, 31 positions, excuse me. And he's not 31 in front, but Mitchell Collins is pretty slow, so anything can still happen. Tyler Reynolds, who is currently 4:15 back, needs a win and needs a good run next week at New Jersey if he wants a shot of winning this championship. But McCrow, given where Mitchell Collins finishes, actually McCrow I think is like a muscle ups tonight, so I think he would actually tie Mitchell Collins for the points lead if Collins were to finish 28th at the moment. Collins currently, now he's 30th, so now Aiden McCrow would have the points lead given where Collins is running right now. It doesn't appear that he is going to be making strides to win this race at all. Now Yodel, he is another one of those drivers that is right there, 225 behind Mitchell Collins. They would love to tighten up this championship battle. In fact, both these drivers would love to tighten this championship battle up to about the top 7 or so. I don't think Logan Alexander is going to have a mathematical chance of winning this championship at the end of this. Alexander currently runs in the 32nd position. Not good, but not terrible. As for the lead, Yodel to the inside of McCrow. He's going to have drafting help from the 46 of Andrews. Andrews looking for his first win of the season, first win of his career. Now the Chasers will be 3 wide for a split second down the back straightaway. With 16 to go this time by, it is still anybody's race, and we're going to pay attention to this pack back here. We'll see how far they are closing in. I'm not sure if they're closing at all. They're getting more uniform than their competitors, and they close in 0.2 of a second there, and then we've got 16 to go, so we're going to wait and see if we have more than 7 people with a chance to fight for this race win. But the top 7 all within 0.3 of a second. Brennan Wilmington leads this little mini pack with the 88 of Landon Smith Jr. and the 98 of Josh Williamson. And then the back 4 are chase drivers of Reynolds, Andrews, McCrow, and Yodel. Now to the inside of the 62 goes the 88 of Landon Smith Jr. with 15 left on the board. And we'll see this pack close in another 0.2 of a second, so they're closing in 0.2, and they've got to get more uniformed. Rose and Thompson can't be side drafting one another. If these guys want a shot of winning this race, these guys have got to get more uniform, especially with 15 to go. They're 3 wide for the race lead. And now it is go time, especially if you're in this little pack, but this pack is so tiny that you can just go from the back to the front in about 2 laps, and McCrow is showcasing that to a T. McCrow in the 42, looking for win number 3 of the season, trying to catapult himself into the points lead, going into New Jersey with 2 races to go. That time by, they close in another 0.2 of a second. Don't know if they're going to be able to catch up to the end. And now top 3 drivers in the chase, and we're going to have lap traffic to navigate around, so that is going to be interesting. I don't know what happened to Ryan Benjamin, but Benjamin is racing without a hood. So there's that. Now this pack is now losing time on the front 7. But we're going to have to see how they navigate around Sampson and Alexander. They're running side by side at the moment. Riley Sampson is, might look like it, but Sampson is not a chase driver. That is just how that 34 car is designed. And now here we go. Here's where the 3-dimensional chess battle begins, and both lap cars are going to hold up the leaders. Logan Alexander trying to hold his chase competitors at bay. Andrews and Yodel will get held up by both of them. They're going to get a double dose of lap drivers in the face. 12 to go. Now this is going to bring in this huge pack of about 10 or 11 guys, ranging from actually I have no idea where Madison, so there's Madison Tall. And they're going to catch up to Riley Sampson. 11 to go this time by. Dustin Davis down the pit lane. Not sure what the issue is there. Something mechanical, I would say, because these guys can make it to the end on fuel. Now this pack is getting held up by Alexander and Sampson. 10 to go this time by. Still anybody's race. McCrow to the inside of the 19 of Reynolds. It is still anybody's race, and they can't make it to go. They can't make it to the end of the race, so this is going to be a race to the end. We'll see what the interval is of that backpack. 3 seconds now with 10 laps to go. They've finally gotten around the lap cars. Trey Smith not going to be happy with Logan Alexander, and Alexander is going to mirror drive him through the corner. I would not be surprised if Trey Smith just punts him out of the way into the inside wall. And he's going to move down to the inside of the Mountain Dew 20. Chase drivers not playing nice with one another. And oh no, now down the pit lane goes Tyler Reynolds. And Reynolds could not make it to the inside, and They did not put enough Octane Racing fuel, and now Zachary Davis will turn around the 20 of Logan Alexander. Alexander will save it, and the caution flag will not come out. We remain green, and does that beg the question, can these guys make it to the end? They don't come down, just all single file. If they can make it to the end, that's going to be a heartbreak for Tyler Reynolds, who comes off the pit lane now. No help. Down to the inside goes Josh Williamson. Can these guys make it to the end? Reynolds right now is one lap. Actually, no, Reynolds is not a lap down, but he is going to have no help. Fastest lap of the race, ironically, belongs to Colton Yo, who blew a header. He probably blew a header on the lap that he probably got the fastest lap on the lap that he blew that header, but 3 wide for second. Can these guys make it to the end? I don't know. I really don't know now, because Tyler Reynolds, while he did have the fastest stop, I think it was just a splash and go to the 19, but he came down with 10 laps to go. So, or 8 laps to go, I should say. I just don't know how this race is going to play out now. These guys are going to get held up by more lap traffic. Williamson looking for his 3rd win of the season. Yodel looking for 2nd, side by side for the lead with 6 to go. Now, and here's where the chess match commences once more. Yodel held up on the inside. Williamson is going to slingshot around. And Williamson out front. He's going to catch Tyler Reynolds. He's going to get a nice suck up of Reynolds. Coming around to 5 to go. Still anybody's race. And now this other pack being held, led by Derek Hamill, is rapidly closing into these guys. They have got to get around Stapleton. They have got to get around Benjamin as it gets close there between the 15 and the 62. 5 to go. Williamson has gotten around Tyler Reynolds, but does he now have enough fuel to make it to the end? McCrow might be running dry. They're down to the inside lane. Could this be a fuel mileage race? I really don't think it is going to be a fuel mileage race, but we've seen stupider things happen before. With 4 laps to go, Reynolds is a lap down, but that's not going to stop him from trying to get his chase competitor back in this fight. He knows that he's pretty much out of it at this point. That doesn't mean he's not going to help the 26 of Brennan Yodel, excuse me. And he will allow the 26 to slingshot, but now Landon Smith Jr. to the inside of Yodel. Around 3 laps to go. That was an aggressive block at Landon Smith Jr. Opens the door for McCrow. 3 to go. Does this other pack close in? Yes, they do. New players have entered the game. Thompson, Hamill, Tall, Sampson, Rose, and even Will Parrish with 3 to go. They're closing in on the 20 of Alexander once again. Where does everybody go? Wilmington's going to get held up on the outside lane. I know, now the middle lane gets held up. And they don't come back down. We are past the point of no return. Popsicle 6 in the air. 2 laps to go for the 42 of Aiden McCrow. But can Derek Hamill get around him? The new players are back in this. The new players are now in this. Thompson up to 3rd. Tall up to 4th. Tall looking to get back in this chase fight. This championship fight. Lap and a half to go. Still anybody's game. But I think Aiden McCrow might have the best advantage. He's got the track position, but they might catch Riley Sampson before this is all said and done. White flag in the air, one more time around, and here's the first move. Hamill to the inside of McCrow, one more time around. Could we see another last lap pass? I think we are going to. Hamill to the inside of Aiden McCrow for the race lead. Is Thompson going to try and get a win in his home country? He's going to have a chance. No, now that chance is nullified. Tall with the run to the inside of Thompson. And that is pretty much going to do it. Thompson now falls back in line. Does he have a shot on Hamill? I don't think he is. Off of turn number 4, Derek Hamill wins one lap today, but that's all going to be enough. Hamill wins at RiKi. Two weeks in a row, we see a last lap pass. And Derek Hamill wins the Labatt Blue 500, gets his annual win. Keegan Thompson, 0.06 of a second away from a win at his home track. He's not going to be happy with Madison Tall pulling out on the back straightaway that last lap. McCrow, who led the most laps tonight, finishes 4th, but I think he will take it. Mitchell Collins finished 27th, so Collins will remain the points leader. But this points battle has tightened up going into Nazareth next week. But Derek Hamill, Big Daddy Derek himself, going to body armor victory lane here tonight at RiKi. He started 35th on the grid. Like I said, track position doesn't matter here. All that matters is where you are at the end. As you take a look at your official race standings after race number 35 of the season, Derek Hamill is your official winner of the Labatt Blue 500 here at the RiKi Raceway. Keegan Thompson, so close for the Alberta native, so close. And once again, it's another runner-up finish for Keegan Thompson. I believe that's got to be his 4th or 5th runner-up finish this season. Madison Tall 3rd, highest finishing chaser on the grid. Aiden McCrow 4th, Cole Sampson 5th. Caleb Rose continues his streak of top 10 finishes in 6th. John Andrews 7th. That's going to help him a bit. But I really don't know. I think given where Aiden McCrow run, the amount of points that McCrow is going to pick up, I think John Andrews is unfortunately going to be mathematically eliminated from championship contention. He put up a good fight in the regular season, but just horrible finishes. Put him 600 plus points behind Mr. Collins coming into RiKi. 8th is Brennan Wilmington. 9th is Juan Rodriguez. And Will Parrish gets a top 10 finish. Take a look at the rest of your standings. Heartbreak for Tyler Reynolds. He's probably going to be mathematically eliminated as well. We had 34 cars finish the race, and 27 of them were on the lead lap. Mitchell Collins almost a lap down there, but what a race that was, and we'll double check that. Colton Yeo has the fastest lap. No, Daisy Johnson gets the fastest lap, so that's an additional 5 bonus points to Daisy Johnson in the number 53. But oh boy, what a race that was. And that's going to do it for the big tracks this season. Quite a few different winners on the super speedways. We had Dana Georgi, we had Logan Williams, we had Derek Hamill tonight, we had trying to remember his name, Riley Sampson of Greenville Spartanburg, and then we had Cameron Garlington winning. If you count Texas World as a super speedway, I don't think we don't statistically do that, but Cameron Garlington getting Coca-Cola as well, and I believe that was all the super speedways we've had. But what a season on the super speedways it has been. But we go to the short track, so a track that races like a short track. Next week we go back to where the series begins. We go to the Nazareth Speedway in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. It's the Tasty Cake 400 presented by Trains and Lanes Hobbies. Next week on October 23rd, I believe. We will double check that. I believe is the 23rd. If not, then I am just a big moron. But I believe here we are. Yes, it is the October 23rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That will be the penultimate race of 2021. And then the next week after that on All Hallows Eve, or the, I'm not sure what you call the night before Halloween. It's some sort of Spanish holiday. I'm going to get yelled at by Juan Rodriguez for that probably. But the night before Halloween, we get spooky in Jersey. The Corporate Deployments 500 will be on October 30th. starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And that will end the 2021 chapter of the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. And oh boy, what a year this has been. That's going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Labatt Blue 500 here at the RiKi Raceway. Congratulations once again to Derek Campbell on winning the 35th race of 2021 the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. And that is all I've personally got. Good morning, good afternoon, and have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, from Rimouski, Quebec. Here are your points after 35 races, and we will see you next week at the Nazareth Speedway, only on NASCAR Dirt 34.